Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Let's get to the news. You know, as Browns fans, we're no strangers to ups and downs, right? This season has been a roller coaster. Just last Sunday, Cleveland put on a pretty impressive performance, defeating the Miami Dolphins with a convincing 30-16 victory. It's a big win, no doubt about it, but don't let that fool you. When you look at the overall record, it's clear the team is still struggling, sitting at 2-5. That's not the record fans hoped for at this stage of the season, especially after coming off a few promising years that raised expectations for a playoff run or even more. And to add a bit of context, Cleveland is currently sitting at third in the AFC North. That alone tells you a lot about the division's competitiveness. The Baltimore Ravens, who are typically a powerhouse, are only 1-5 this season, which is quite surprising. But even with that, the Browns haven't capitalized on the opportunity to really push forward. Instead, they find themselves in a tough spot, battling for respect in a division that has historically been very competitive. The AFC North is known for its gritty, hard-fought battles, and right now, Cleveland's record puts them in a position where they need to rethink strategies, especially with the trade deadline looming in just a few weeks, on November 4th. Now this is where things get interesting. NFL analysts and insiders are buzzing about the possibility of the Browns making some moves, and one name that keeps coming up is Shedeur Sanders. Yes, Shedeur Sanders, the rookie quarterback drafted in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. It's quite something because up until now, Sanders has been gradually climbing the depth chart, mostly serving as the backup to rookie Dillon Gabriel. But the buzz suggests that Cleveland might be willing to part ways with Sanders before the trade deadline, and folks like Gilberto Manzano from Sports Illustrated have been speculating that it wouldn't be a shock if the Browns moved him. You see, Cleveland has been making some surprising moves already this season. Remember, they traded veteran quarterback Joe Flacco earlier in the year. That move was strategic, opening up opportunities for Gabriel and Sanders to see more playing time. It's clear the Browns are trying to evaluate their options at quarterback, especially since Gabriel's performance has been somewhat inconsistent. He's currently 1-2 with the team, and if he doesn't step up his game, the team might look elsewhere, and that's where Sanders could come into the picture. Now, I know what a lot of you are probably thinking. Why would Cleveland trade away such a promising young quarterback? Well, the reality is, the Browns are very much in a win-now mentality but also aware of their future potential. They have a talented draft class this year, including Quinshon Judkins, linebacker Carson Schwessinger, and defensive tackle Mason Graham, all of whom have shown flashes of promise. But when it comes to Sanders, some feel that the Browns might see him as a trade asset rather than a long-term answer, especially if they believe Gabriel can be their guy in the immediate future. But here's the thing, not everyone agrees on this. Some NFL insiders think Sanders could get his shot sooner rather than later. Cleveland's insider Mary Kay Cabot recently mentioned that Sanders is impressing in practice, displaying a natural arm talent that's hard to ignore. She suggested that if Gabriel doesn't start to show explosive passing ability, the Browns might be tempted to give Sanders a chance to start sooner than expected. It's a delicate situation because, on one hand, you have Gabriel, who's trying to hold on to the starting role, but on the other, Sanders' development and raw talent could push him into the spotlight. This kind of quarterback debate isn't new to Browns fans. We've seen this story play out before, the constant balancing act between experience and potential, between short-term needs and long-term planning. But what makes this season particularly intriguing is the possibility of Shedeur Sanders being involved in some sort of trade. The Browns' front office has already shown they're willing to shake things up, and with the trade deadline approaching, the pressure is mounting. As Gilberto Manzano pointed out, Cleveland is essentially a seller at this point, especially outside of their core stars like Myles Garrett. The team is looking to the future, and that might mean parting ways with some players who are not part of their long-term plans. You might wonder what players could be on the move. Well, the Browns are probably open to listening to offers for veteran players or younger assets, as long as it fits their rebuilding strategy. But the key players that are off the table are likely to be Garrett, given his status as a star edge rusher and leader on defense, and maybe some promising rookies who have shown they can contribute immediately. The team's focus seems to be on building around their core and giving their young talent, like Judkins, Schwessinger, and Graham, more opportunities to grow. Now, what does all of this mean for us as Browns fans? It means we're on the edge of a very interesting period. The team is evaluating not just their current roster, but also their future direction. Will they hold on to Sanders and give him a shot to develop into their franchise quarterback? Or will they trade him, perhaps to a team that's looking for a young, talented quarterback to develop? Either way, it's a scenario that's generating a lot of buzz, and we'll have to stay tuned to see what the front office decides. Looking ahead, Cleveland's next game is on the road against the New England Patriots. That's a crucial matchup because it will give us a clearer picture of where the team is heading. If Gabriel can deliver a strong performance, it might buy him more time. But if not, and if Sanders gets more involved in the game plan, it could signal a shift in the quarterback hierarchy sooner than we expected. It's a tense, exciting time for Browns fans because every game now feels like a piece of a much bigger puzzle. And honestly, that's what makes following this team so compelling. The potential for surprises, the strategic moves, the young talent emerging, it all adds layers of complexity and excitement. Cleveland has a rich football history, filled with moments of glory and heartbreak, but right now, there's a palpable sense that something big is on the horizon. Whether it's a trade involving Sanders, a breakout game from Gabriel, or a surprise move from the front office, Browns fans are eager to see what's next. So as we sit here discussing the current state of affairs, it's important to remember that the NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint. Teams are constantly adjusting, and the Browns are no different. They're weighing their options carefully, trying to position themselves for a strong finish and hopefully a playoff run. But one thing is for sure, the story involving Shedeur Sanders is far from over. It's a storyline that could define not only this season but also the future of Cleveland Browns football for years to come. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Remember, this team is always evolving, and as fans, we're right there in the heart of the action. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Browns.